half and coast to a 4-0 win for their first victory of the season after 3 games. We go to Germany for the Bundesliga, where defending champions Bayer Leverkusen beat relegation-threatened Bochum 3-1 at home for their 17th win in 27 games. It takes Leverkusen only 20 minutes to open the scoring. They work the ball around, and Alex Garcia gets it outside the box and rifles a shot past Timo Horn. Sensational stuff from the Spanish midfielder. The visitors tie the score just 6 minutes later when a Leverkusen man inadvertently sets up Yorgos Masouras. The shot is saved by Lukas Hradecky, but the big rebound goes to Felix Passlack, who finishes with aplomb. Lowly Bochum draw level with the champions. It takes Leverkusen until the 60th minute to regain the lead, and it comes on a perfect free kick to the far post where Pierre Hincapie passes to Victor Boniface, who makes it 2-1 Leverkusen. Sensational passing from the hosts. Leverkusen score their third in the 87th minute when Ezekiel Palacios sends a through ball to Amin Adil, who beats Horn. Leverkusen win 3-1 and increase their points to 59, 3 behind leaders Bayern Munich before they host St. Pauli today. Ahead of today's game with St. Pauli, Bayern Munich's Vincent Kompany joined the chorus of coaches calling on football's governing bodies and clubs to discuss ways to reduce player workload in an increasingly busy schedule. The Bavarians will be without Alphonso Davies and Dayot Upamecano, who both suffered long-term injuries in the recent international break.
The topic of load is something that has been a topic for many years now, when I was still a player. If you manage every single process in a play, from the nutrition to the amount of time he spends on a pitch, the amount of shooting he does after a training session, and so on, and then all of a sudden as a coach and as a club, you have 20 players going into 20 different ideas, 20 different loads, 20 different calendars. And I remember there was a game where we played Friday, I think it was Augsburg at home, correct me if I'm wrong, and then we've got one player in Japan, one player in South Korea, the other player in some place in Australia, right? You put 2 and 2 together, and I think it's quite common sense to say, hey, is there a way to just maybe not reduce the amount of games, maybe not, but just put these calendars in a way that it makes sense, that we don't have avoidable injuries.
In South America, Brazil's Football Confederation has fired national team coach Dorival Jr. after 14 months in charge amid poor results and disappointing performances. Dorival's sacking comes 3 days after Brazil were humiliated 4-1 at arch-rivals Argentina, which marks the team's worst ever defeat in a World Cup qualifier. Brazil currently ranked 5th in South American qualifying for next year's World Cup, with the top 6 advancing automatically. Brazil won 7 matches, drew 7, and lost 2 under Dorival, while scoring 25 goals and conceding 17. His replacement has yet to be named, but reports list Al Hilal coach Jorge Jesus as a top candidate. To tennis and the ATP Miami Open, where 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic is 1 win away from a record 7th title at the event, and more significantly, the 100th singles title of his incredible career, after a straight sets dismissal of Bulgarian veteran Grigor Dimitrov. After being broken to start the match, Djokovic in green quickly settled down and broke back to lead 4-2. The Serb now has set point, and he converts it when Dimitrov volleys long to take the set 6-2, with his coach Andy Murray likely approving. The 4th seed raced out to a 3-love lead in the second set, with Dimitrov unable to muster much, but he does win this rally with a sublime one-handed backhand. But style counts for little, and Djokovic now has match point. He ends it with a vicious serve to the body. The 24-time Grand Slam champion is tied with Andre Agassi on 6 titles in Miami and will face 19-year-old Czech Jakub Mensik in the final, after Djokovic admitted being nervous playing in front of Inter Miami star Lionel Messi, who is in the stands.
I'm very glad. Obviously, amazing to have him. Great honor and pleasure to play, I think, probably for the first time in front of him live. So I'm really grateful that he was here with his son, I think, and her family. I admired him, of course, as most of the world for most of his career. So it's amazing that he still keeps going. We're actually same age, you know, born '87. So it's quite nice to have him around. And yeah, as far as my game goes, again, serve definitely the highlight of the match. I think it was 83% last match, and I thought probably it will be difficult to beat that. But today, 87. So I don't know what to say. And I've been serving really well, and hopefully I can continue in the same fashion, because that definitely makes my life easier on the court.
Russian-born world number 12 tennis player Daria Kasatkina announced she will now represent Australia after her application for permanent residency was accepted by the government. Kasatkina has been playing on the WTA Tour as a neutral athlete after Russian and Belarusian players were banned from competing under their own flags following Russia's military operations in Ukraine in 2022. She wrote in a message posted on Instagram that Australia is a place I love, is incredibly welcoming, and a place where I feel totally at home. I love being in Melbourne and look forward to making my home here, adding she would begin representing her new homeland immediately. The 27-year-old has been as high as world number 8 and has 8 WTA titles to her name, with her best Grand Slam result, the semi-finals at the French Open in 2022. Coming up after a short break, a Chinese Olympic champion dazzles on the ice. Eyes on Italy. Cui Wenjing hopes to help China earn a place in pairs figure skating at the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics with her new partner Li Ziyan. We resume with the FIS Snowboard Freestyle and Free Ski World Championships in Switzerland, where China's Yang Wenlong took 8th place in the men's snowboard big air after a couple of costly mistakes in his first 2 runs. Yang comes in ranked first among the 10 finalists at this event in Engadin. He is the only Chinese participant to advance out of qualifying, and he selects a backside 1800 Japan Air in his first run, but can't stick the landing and only earns a disappointing score of 22.25 points. The 25-year-old then goes down hard on his second run and is fortunate not to suffer an injury, with the medics clearing him to continue after a thorough check. In his third attempt, Yang lands a frontside 1800 tail grab to pick up 81.25 points, and he goes on to finish 8th overall with a score of 103.50. Japan's Ryoto Kimata comes first after nailing a backside 1980 melon grab in his third run for a top score of 95.00 points and a total of 176.75.
I didn't complete my movements in the first 2 runs. The leader and coach suggested that I give up the third run, but I was convinced I could do better.
In women's free ski halfpipe qualifying, Li Fanghui, who claimed the first gold medal for China at last month's Harbin Asian Winter Games, lays down a superb opening run of 95.00 points. That effort stands out as the best score among all contenders in this event, as the 22-year-old manages to pip Great Britain's 2-time world champion Zoe Atkin and surge to the top of the rankings. Asian Winter Games silver medalist Zhang Kexin comes fourth with 84.25 points. Zhang Zihan finishes 9th, and Liu Yishan ranks 11th as all 4 Chinese skiers reach the final. And on the men's side, China's Sheng Haipeng qualifies for the final after placing 15th with a total of 59.75 points. We turn to figure skating, and Cui Wenjing gave a masterclass to a group of youths while showcasing her latest training routine in Beijing as the 2022 Winter Olympics pairs gold medalist continued her return to the ice. Cui teamed with Han Song to claim silver in Pyeongchang 2018 before topping the podium at home 3 years ago. Her presence was met with great enthusiasm by the junior camp participants. The 29-year-old took a break after Beijing 2022 before announcing her return in December. Cui is currently skating with 25-year-old Li Ziyan, and their task is urgent as China have yet to earn a pairs quota for Milan Cortina 2026. The new duo must also go through a qualifying tournament as no Chinese pair reached the World Championships in Boston to vie for a place.
Overall, the training was good here, and there are secret weapons like the triple flips and toe loops that I've been practicing. They're also pretty good. Due to time limitations, we shortened the session, but still put on this demonstration. There's a lot of pressure for him to be on the ice with me, and I think he has a lot of courage, so I hope I can train him into a real talent. We're working on the choreography of a new program to tell a new story, and hopefully people can see the beauty of it. I hope we achieve good results with every program, which is the biggest wish for me as a choreographer, athlete, and coach. And I also hope to contribute to our country and see our national flag rise and hear our national anthem played at the awards ceremony again.
China's 15th National Winter Games will be held in the northeast province of Liaoning in 2028. The call for designs for the game's emblem, mascot, and slogan will start to the public. The design should closely adhere to the event's organizing principles of simplicity, safety, and splendor, as well as the concepts of green, shared, dynamic, and integrated. The collection will start from April 1st and end on June 30th. Experts from relevant fields will be invited to evaluate the works. 20 theme slogans, 5 emblems, and 5 mascots will be selected as the shortlisted works. The results will be announced to the public before September 30th. This collection aims to select high-quality theme slogans, emblems, and mascots with contemporary characteristics, reflecting the spirit of sports, the connotation of Chinese culture, and the regional features of Liaoning. Coming up after another short break, an NBA team fires their coach shortly before the playoffs. New boss needed. The Memphis Grizzlies part ways with the franchise's winningest coach, Taylor Jenkins, after a run of poor results. We are back with the National Basketball Association, and Kawhi Leonard scored a game-high 31 points to lead the Los Angeles Clippers past the Brooklyn Nets 132-100 on the road for their second straight win and 10th and 12th game in 12 games as they fight to hold on to 6th place in the Western Conference and avoid the 4-team play-in. Leonard throws down a breakaway dunk to help LA cut the deficit to 1 in the first quarter. The two-time Finals MVP drills a 3 to move the Clippers in front by 6 in the second quarter. James Harden is going to find Ivica Zubac for a dunk, and the visitors continue to dominate as they extend their lead to a dozen. LA remain in control and increase the margin to 20 when Leonard beats the halftime buzzer, draining a 3 from 33 feet away. After the break, Chris Dunn sends a long pass to Harden, who pulls up for a 3. That pushes the visiting team's cushion to 32 points. And when Leonard nails another of his 5 threes later in the third quarter, they lead by 38. Ben Simmons dishes to Derek Jones for a dunk in the fourth quarter, and LA go on to win by 32. Off the court, the Memphis Grizzlies have fired coach Taylor Jenkins with just 9 games left in the NBA regular season. The decision means Memphis will part ways with the winningest coach in franchise history as Jenkins guided the Grizzlies to 250 victories in 464 games, more than anybody else in the team's 30 years in the league. Memphis reached the playoffs in 3 of the last 5 seasons and are on course to advance again this year after winning 44 of their first 73 games to rank 5th in the Western Conference. But the team has struggled recently and lost 5 of their last 7. Former assistant Tuomas Isalo will take over on an interim basis, with the Grizzlies set to host the Lakers this evening. For more basketball, we go to Singapore for the FIBA 3-on-3 Asia Cup, where both the Chinese women's and men's teams advance to the quarterfinals. The Chinese women's team has a young roster of Hu Duoling, Li Wenxia, Li Yuyan, and Zhou Mengyun, who are under 23 on average. They lose to 2024 runners-up New Zealand 18-17 in a tight first game, but managed to beat South Korea 19-12 in the second to advance to the quarterfinals against Vietnam. On the men's side, China face India in their second game after beating Chinese Taipei handily 21-10 in the first. Guo Hanyu, Yan Peng, Zhang Dianliang and Xiang Zhichao continuously make quick passes to set up and knock down open shots. In the end, Guo seals the deal with a 2-point shot for China to win 21-19. They will play Qatar in the last 8. To Amman, Jordan for the Asian Wrestling Championships, where Chinese women dispatched 5 opponents and won 1 silver and 2 bronze medals on day 4. In the women's 57-kilogram division bronze medal contest, China's Paris Olympics bronze medalist Hong Kexin blanks Kurilku Bolaturia of Mongolia 10-0. In the women's 65-kilogram bronze medal bout, Zhang Qi also wins 10-0 by dominating Mukate Gakhar of Kazakhstan to give China another medal. 18-year-old Liu Yuqi wins silver in the women's 72-kilogram division after coming up short 4-1 against Bakberganova Jamila of Kazakhstan in the final. We finish with the 2025 World Games Tour as the Chengdu stop kicked off on Friday at Chengdu Sport University's Sancha Lake campus in southwestern China, as Chengdu gets ready to host a second big international event after the 2023 World University Games. The event serves as a precursor to the 2025 Chengdu World Games, scheduled to open in August, integrating cultural tourism and culinary experiences to engage the public. The Chengdu stop will host competitions in 3 disciplines, including diving, life-saving, and petanque. A total of 122 athletes from 28 countries and regions will vie for 30 gold medals. Organizers renovated swimming pools and bowls courts, reusing 80% of materials through leasing and recycling to align with eco-friendly practices. Before we go, here's another look at the top headlines today. Two for Yakubu. Abdulaziz Yakubu scores twice, and Qingdao West Coast hold leaders and 2-time defending champions Shanghai Port to a 3-3 draw. Almost 100. Novak Djokovic is a win away from a 100th singles title after breezing past Grigor Dimitrov to reach the Miami Open final. And aiming for Italy, Olympic champion Cui Wenjing hopes to help China earn a place in pairs figure skating at the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. That is it for us right now. We'll leave you some figure skating highlights from the World Championships. Up next is the World Today with Lee Cho-yen.